But I sent off my blood to America. Babes, I gone done did it, right? I sent my blood to America, babes. And he wasn't happy. He was like, what? I'm like, no, babe. But the reviews are really bad. The reviews are actually terrible. He's like, what? Why are you telling me? Stop telling me the gender of our baby. Assalamu alaikum, guys. It's me, your girl, Amara. Now, I'm like 19 weeks pregnant right now. Very pregnant. You can't see it, but girl, I can feel it. I have my lemon drink because a lot of sickness going on. And today I'm here to tell you the story of the secret ways I tried to find out the gender of my baby behind my husband's back. Okay, so I'm not proud of this story. It doesn't paint me in a good light. This is just what happened. This is just the order of events that I want to confess to. Before we go on to do our gender reveal, we don't know yet, but before we go on to do our gender reveal and such, I feel like you should know what's been going on the past few months. So that's what I'm here to tell you. Don't judge me. I know some of it's a bit crazy. If any guys are watching, they're going to be like, just forgive me, okay? There's two things that you need to know about me before I get into this. One, I love a good deal. I love when things are free. I love when things are reduced. You know what I mean? That's right up my street. That's number one. Second thing to know about me is when I'm pregnant, I get a bit impulsive, especially early on. I just get this wave of like, have to do this thing right now, you know? That's literally what impulsive means. With Amaya, I chopped my hair off really impulsively without knowing how to cut hair, and I also cut my hand open at the time and it was just bleeding everywhere. So those are the two things you should know first. Now, once I got pregnant, this time around, I did what I did last time. I downloaded the pregnancy app. And the other thing that happened last time is I started having random questions that I wanted to ask Google. So I did that again, right? I'm typing in my questions like, can pushing too hard in the bathroom dislodge the implantation of the embryo? Yeah. Can riding in a bumpy car dislodge the implantation of the embryo? Questions like, will coughing too much cut off the oxygen to the baby and cause rational questions like that? So I'm on Google just asking these questions, right? Google's obviously collecting cookies about the things that I am interested in and doing. So then I start getting these like adverts popping up on my phone for early gender scans, right? They know I'm pregnant. They know I'm pregnant now, right? They're sending me ads for early gender scans, blood test ones. I'm like, why would I pay for that? Your girl loves free things. Why would I pay? Why would anybody pay for a stupid blood test when the NHS will give you one for free at 5 months? Like at 5 months, I will know the gender of my baby, inshallah, for free, not having to spend a penny. Why would anybody do it early? And another week passes and I'm getting more ads about these early gender scans, right? From the same company. I'm like, no, I'm not buying into your little con. I'm saving my pennies. Why would I do that? Then I'm getting an email to my inbox saying, come on, look at this gender scan. I'm like, no, why would I do that? Then my curiosity peaks a bit one day and I'm like, let me see how much this stuff is. Let me see what people pay. So ridiculous. Have a little peekaroo and I'm like, I would never. So then I'm looking on the website and it says you can know as early as 6 weeks. I'm like, 6 weeks? That's like a month and a half in as opposed to like 5 months in. I'm like, damn. I'm at like 4 weeks at this point, very early. And I know you can do gender scans to find out the gender early, but I try not to do more ultrasounds than I need during pregnancy. Last pregnancy I had to have loads of extra, but with this one, the less the better for me. So then I like go up to Sufyan, right? And I'm like, hey babe, would you ever like pay to know the gender early? Like, what'd you think about that, you know? Like, what'd you think about that? And he's like, nah. He goes, nah, man. He goes, I'd like to wait till birth to know what the baby is. I'm like, I can't do that. I can't do that, bro. I want to know like yesterday. My mom didn't find out the sex of any of us though, and she just waited till the end. I don't know how people do that. I respect it. I have friends that do that. I respect it. The fact that you can just like go with time and just do that. I respect that. Sufyan's also like, and why are they taking your blood though? Like, why are these places wanting your blood? What are they doing with your blood? What are they doing with your DNA? Are they trying to clone you? Are they trying to track you? They're trying to take your information. And while sometimes he has wild conspiracy theories, I do kind of see the logic of this one, because Ancestry DNA that take your blood, they've had a lot of speculation that they just say your ancestry is from random places and they're actually just logging your DNA. So I do understand that point of view. And he felt very passionately about it. He was like, I'm not giving them my baby's blood, my wife's blood. Why would I do that? You know, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah, why would anybody do that? It's so dumb. Yeah, so Sufyan doesn't want to know, right? He doesn't want to know till the end. He believes in the old days where you're in the forest and you push out the baby and you just find out then. Do you know what I mean? He's like, back in the day, we didn't need to know. We didn't need to know what's going on inside the belly. We could just go with time, you know what I mean? Let time do its thing and then let it do it the natural way. While that's all true, right? Back in those days, a lot of women would have died in childbirth, right? A lot of those babies wouldn't have survived. So let's not go back to the forest days, first of all. Second of all, do I wish I was that zen, tranquil, Mother Nature, ethereal lady? I do. I wish I could be like, I don't need to see what's going on in there. I don't need to plan ahead. Let me just roll with it. Let me just go with time. I wish I was like that, but I'm not. So I'm on like week 9 of my pregnancy at this point, and I'm in bed one night, right? And I'm just scrolling. It's like 2 a.m. in the morning, right? I'm just scrolling on my phone, and I get an email pop up, and it says 35% off the gender blood test for only 24 hours. I'm like, 35% off? That takes it down to the price that I could remotely sorta kind of justify paying for this. Then I'm like, okay, sleep on it and wait till morning. That's what Sufyan would say. Sufyan would be like, wait till morning, sleep on it. Then I'm like, but there's only 24 hours to make the decision. Then I click through and the website's saying you get next day delivery. And not just next day delivery, but when you send the blood back, you know, within like 2-3 days. I was like, well, if I did it now, that would give me the results before the weekend, like by Friday. If I did it tomorrow, then I don't get the results till Monday because it's a weekend, and who's going to work at the weekend? So I'm like, maybe I should just like buy it, you know? Then I click on the website and it says, if you buy it and you don't want it within 30 days, you just return it, innit? So I'm thinking, okay, that's okay, man. Like, I could buy it now, 35% off, and it might just sit there and collect dust, and that's fine. At least I got it on the good deal, and I can just give it back. So then I click through and I'm like, let me see if this voucher code really works, right? So I put it in, and it's giving me 2 options. It's like, you got this cheaper option where you stick it in your finger and it causes more pain and it's quite bloody and messy, or you got the more expensive version where you pay extra and you stick it in your arm and it's painless and very clean, no mess. I'm like, give me the bloody one, bro. Give me the bloody one in my finger. Make all the mess you want. I'm saving those pennies, right? So then I click that one, I stick it in my basket, and I put the voucher code on, and it really does take 35% off. And I'm like, that is looking reasonable, you know? And I'm doing it the badass way. I'm taking the pain. Maybe it's okay. Maybe I can justify this to myself. I'm not doing it the bougie way. I'm doing it the broke down way, right? I'm not afraid. And it requires so much reading instructions and sanitization. You have to make a sanitization station. You have to read through the instructions. You have to have time to do this whole process. I'm like, when am I going to get that time? Anytime soon. My baby is around 24/7, alhamdulillah. When am I actually going to get time to read through all this and figure it out? You know what I mean? It'll be a few weeks, and by then I'll probably change my mind and return it. So let's just do the thing, you know what I mean? Again, impulsive. Let's just do the thing. Let's just buy the kit and see where we go. I buy the kit and I go to sleep. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, what did I do? Did I just spend money on a gender blood test that I've not even told my husband that I was going to take? I was like, what am I doing? Then I text my best friend and I text my cousin. And I'm like, guys, I did something. I did this thing, right? What do you think? And as I'm texting, the front door buzzer goes. I answer, I'm like, hey. They're like, hey, package for you. I look at the package. Bro, it's the test. This is like before 9 a.m. I made the order at 2 a.m. Before 9 a.m., it's at my front door. I'm like, what the heck? It's at my front door. I'm texting like, oh my God, the test is at my front door. I was like, what do I do? Do I do it? Do I do it? Do I not do it? What do I do? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What's happening? Amaya's still asleep. This is unusual, right? So Sufyan's gone to work. Amaya's still asleep. I'm thinking, is this a sign? Like, it came so fast. Am I still asleep? I've kind of got time to make the sanitization station. I could read some instructions. Is this the time? So I'm like slowly like trying to get things together, right? I open the box and I'm like, I start like doing it and I'm thinking, Amaya's probably going to wake up. She doesn't wake up, right? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing this. I scrub my fingernails. I soak my hand. I get the tourniquet thing, squeeze it to get my blood going, stick my finger in the needle. Blood everywhere, man. Blood was everywhere. It was way messier than I expected. I do not recommend. Getting the blood, squeezing it into the vial without letting it touch anything, cleaning all the surfaces, doing everything, making sure there's no blood anywhere. I'm thinking, if my daughter wakes up now, how the heck am I going to explain that to her? Not that she understands, but she's going to see things that are a bit crazy, you know? And then I'm like cleaning up the blood, cleaning up all things. I'm like, okay, everything's fine. Then I got my little blood vial thing, looking a bit culty, not gonna lie. Got my little blood vial thing, stick it in the envelope. Then I'm looking at the envelope and it's got a postal address and it says California. This is going to California. This is going to America. And I'm like, do I really want to do this? I'm like, remember Sufyan's words. I'm like, do I want to send this to some lab across the world? Do I want to send this to America? America. I don't even know what these people are going to do with my blood. Do I trust America with my blood? Do I want to do this? Do I trust them with the DNA? I'm like, yeah, I do. I do. I want to know the gender of my baby. So then I stick it in the envelope, right? And then Amaya wakes up and I'm like, hey, baby. And the sun's shining outside. And I'm like, what a great day for the walk. And the post office is just down the road. If I sent it now, it'd go next day. I'd have the results within a few days. So me and Amaya took a walk down to the post office, right? And I sent off that bad boy. It's all done. It's all sorted. We've posted it off. It's not even midday yet, and we've posted it off. I sit down and I'm like, whoa, what a morning. Like, oh my gosh. And I'm going to find out the gender of my baby in a few days? I'm going to find out the gender of my baby in a few days. Then I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to find out the gender of my baby in a few days. And I haven't even explained Sufyan. Sufyan doesn't want to know the gender of the baby. How am I going to keep the gender of the baby from Sufyan? I was like, I will know. How am I meant to not tell him? How am I going to explain to him what I've just done? Like, how am I going to explain to him that in the middle of the night, I ordered the test? In the morning, I took the test. Oh, by the way, babes, I also sent off my blood. Even though it's the blood of myself, your wife, and your child's DNA. Against your will, I've sent off our DNA to America. How am I meant to explain all that without sounding crazy? I know you get it, but how am I meant to explain that to Sufyan without sounding crazy? So I didn't. I thought the scan is in 3 weeks, right? It's not the gender scan, bear in mind. In the UK, it's just the scan to let you know how the baby's going, right? So I'm thinking my 12-week scan's in a few weeks. I'll wait till that scan and we'll both be so reassured, inshallah, that the baby's okay, that then I'll tell him, right? Eid's gonna be around then too, and I'll be like, babe, guess what? And I'll tell him if he's okay with that. I'll be like, do you want to know the gender, right? And with his permission, I'll tell him the gender before I explain the craziness of how I found out. So I've posted it off, and then I'm tracking online how long it's going to take. I'm thinking, how long? I wonder how long do other people wait until it comes back, because it's going all the way to California to get tested. So then I'm reading online, people like, oh, 2 days, 3 days, blah, blah, blah. Then I'm seeing all these terrible reviews pop up. Trustpilot, everything. All these terrible reviews saying, do not do this, it's a scam. Do not do this. I was told it was a boy, it was a girl. Do not do this. I was told it was a girl, it was a boy. This ruined my pregnancy after I bought all pink. I was told it was a girl. I was so excited, and now I've just found out it's another boy. Do not do this. I'm like, bloody Nora, I already done did it. I already paid the dumb money. I already done sent off my blood. I already done hid it from my husband. What do I do? Apparently, the way it goes is if there's any male DNA in your environment, it tampers with the results. The way the results work is that it senses if you've got male chromosomes in your blood or something like that. And so if there's been any males in your environment, any dogs, any babies that are males, even your husband, even if he's not around, if any part of his DNA touching anything, it alters the results and it says you're having a boy. The reviews also said that it's most incorrect if it says you're having a boy than if you're having a girl. So I'm hella confused and I'm deep in regret central. I just wasted money, did something so frantic, and now I feel like an idiot. But I do keep checking the tracking. I keep checking the tracking. I keep checking my emails. I'm just like doing that refresh on my emails, refresh, waiting to see what it says. Then it's the middle of the night again, and I get an email. The email says, your gender results. Oh, snap. I look over at Sufyan. He's asleep in bed next to me. I'm like, what do I do? I want to open it, but I can't trust the results. Also, how do I not think about the results? Also, my husband's asleep next to me. What a fraud I am. And then I'm like, okay. I'm just going to open them, but I'm not going to think about them, and I'm not going to attach any truth to them. I'm just going to open them like it's something, like it's anything, like it's a bill, right? It's a phone bill. I'm just looking at it. I just want to see the facts of what the email says, right? Just going to see some words. So I open up the email and I scroll and I'm like, okay, just read the word, right? I'm peeking with one eye. I'm like, let me just read it. Then it's got a darn video. So I'm thinking I have to play a video. I'm in bed, man. I'm in bed trying to keep the noise down next to my husband. And I have to open a bleeding video now. So now I'm like pressing the phone volume down on my button, thinking this would be the worst time for it to be like, woo! Like that, something crazy on my phone. Putting my phone volume down, playing the video. Just thinking, Sufyan's going to see this. What a horrible confession. I put the phone volume down and I press the video. And it says, congratulations, you're having a... beep. I'll tell you what it said, but let me get to the end, and for a reason, right? Let me get to the end and I'll explain to you what it said. I'm shook inside and I'm like, I did not expect that. But then I'm like, the reviews are terrible though. I can't really trust it either way. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it is that, maybe it's not that. So I'm there trying to go to sleep thinking, it's not that, but it might be that. But it's probably not that. It's probably not that, but it might be that. What have I done? I want to tell Sufyan so bad in the coming days. I cannot keep secrets easily from him, right? And I want to tell him. How do I even explain? How do I even explain what's been going through my head and what I've done and the steps I've taken? How do I explain all that? How do I confess all that? through this YouTube video? I'm joking. We've already had the conversation. How do I even like go into that? So a week passes and I hold a secret, and I'm really proud of myself actually, because I never do that. I'm really bad at holding secrets with him. And then I remember we're having some like discussion about something. He's like, yeah, you can't keep anything from me. And I remember being like, you think I can't keep secrets from you? I have secrets, bro. And he's like, you have no secrets. I'm like, I have secrets. That was my secret. I was like, wow, I'm really like, I mean, I'm not proud of myself. I don't mean that, but I'm like, you know what I mean? It's good that I can hold my tongue, right? Silver lining. So it's been 3 weeks now. I've kept the secret, and it's going to be our 12-week scan. I started reading online that there's something called the nub theory. Have you heard about the nub theory? The nub theory goes that by 12 weeks, it's like 96% accurate that if the nub, which is like the genitalia of the baby, is pointing upwards on your scan, it's a boy. And if it's pointing downwards, it's a girl. And it's like down to an angle. It's like if it's like 30 from the spine upwards, it's a boy. And if it's like downwards, it's a girl. So I start studying this nub theory, right? I'm like, this is how I'll confirm and know what is going on, right? Before I even think about confessing to Sufyan, I need to be sure what I'm saying. So I'm studying online what the nub theory is. I'm studying loads of pictures of people's scans and what they had. I'm like, I know this inside out. I am a researcher. I can figure this out. I'm studying all the pictures, all the angles. I know this inside out. I am now a nub theory pro. So we go to the scan, and Sufyan has to take Amaya out of the room for a sec because she's getting a bit like overwhelmed. And then I'm like to the sonographer, you heard about the nub theory? And she's like, yeah. And then I'm like, I'm trying to do it on my scan photo. And she's like, I'll get you some really good stills. I was like, thank you. So then we leave the scan room. I look at the scan photos and I can see the nub, and the nub is pointing flat down, like flat down. I'm like, that is the girliest nub I've ever seen in my whole life. In my old 2 days of researching, I've never seen a straighter nub than that. I'm like, we're having a girl. So I'm like, Sufyan, can I talk to you about the gender? Like, can I tell you my theory? And he goes, sure. And I said, I've been studying this thing called the nub theory, right, babes? And I'm like, this is a girl. I was like, the nub is pointing down. This is a girl. And he's like, are you sure? He goes, explain it to me when we get home. And he's also making the side comment of, why was Amaya's ultrasound picture so clear and the head looked so like prominently shaped and clear, and this one's all blurry? Like, you can't even see the head. It looks like a dinosaur. And it was because the sonographer prioritized giving me the clear nub, and everything else is just a mess. Like, the shape of the head, the shape of the body is just nothing sentimental about it. And the shape of the nub is just like very clearly to be seen. I'm like, I don't know, bro. I don't know why it's so blurry this time. So now let me explain the results I got for each test. For the gender blood test, it said boy. But the reviews all say when it says boy, it's more likely to be a girl than when it says girl and it's boy. Do you understand? So the reviews all say it's more likely to be incorrect when it's boy with the blood test. So I can't really pay too much mind to that. Then I go to the ultrasound, and the nub theory states that this is a girl. Like 96% accuracy. This nub is pointing down. This is a girl. But the issue with this is, for the nub theory to be accurate, you have to have a really good profile view of the baby. And the baby wasn't in a good profile view. It was kind of like the back of the baby. So in one of the pictures, the nub looks flat. And in one of the pictures, it looks a tiny bit raised. Not enough that it was like boy raised, but it just wasn't a good angle either way. So now I'm more confused, right? Because one's saying boy and one's saying girl. People online that have seen me, they're like, oh, you're carrying low, it's a boy. But when I had Amaya, I was carrying low and everybody was saying boy, and I was like, no, it's actually a girl. Also, my pregnancy symptoms are so similar to when I had Amaya that I'm pretty sure that's a girl. So basically, I'm just confused. So we go home after the scan, and I just word vomit to Sufyan. I'm like, because you were open to me telling you about the nub theory, that means you're open to me talking to you about gender. I was like, can I just tell you something? And he goes, what? I said, babe, I did a blood test, but I sent off my blood to America. Babes, I gone done did it, right? I sent my blood to America, babes. And he wasn't happy. He was like, what? I was like, yeah, I done did it, babes. I done did it. Let's just forgive and move on. I was like, I sent my blood to America. And the results said boy. And he's like, what? Why are you telling me? I was like, babe, no, the results said boy, but the reviews are really bad. The reviews are actually terrible. And they say that it's actually probably a girl when it says boy. And he's like, Mar, stop telling me. I'm like, no, babe, the blood test said boy. But then we went to the scan, and the nub theory says girl, babe. It says girl. So it's like, it could be a boy or a girl. It's 50-50. He goes, stop telling me the gender of our baby. I said, I'm not telling you the gender of the baby because I don't know the gender of the baby. And he goes, no, I know the gender, what the gender could be. I was like, how can you know what the gender could be when I don't know what the gender could be? I said, none of us know what the gender could be. We're both confused here. We're both 50-50. I said, it's 50-50, babe. I said, you were 0-0, now we're 50-50. It's the same thing. We know nothing. He's like, yeah, but I don't want to know. I said, you don't know and I don't know. And he goes, yeah, but I want to know nothing. I said, we both know nothing. We know nothing. Then he went for a nap and didn't talk to me for 2 hours. That's what he does when he's upset, is he just goes for a nap. And as a woman, I can't take that. How can you go to sleep when you're sad? You know what I mean? Like, wake up and talk to me. Tell me about your feelings. Like, be mad at me or something. Don't just go to sleep. Don't go to La La Land and leave me. Then he woke up and he was calm. And we went out for pizza. And it was okay. It was really great pizza. I did vomit after, but it was great. So where are we now? We still don't know the gender. We find out in a few weeks, inshallah. Like I said, blood test said boy. Nub theory said girl. People are saying boy because of how my bump looks, but it looked that way with Amaya. My symptoms are very similar to Amaya, so that says girl. We just don't know, but we will find out. It's definitely one or the other, inshallah. And when it comes to how I feel about the gender of the baby, wallahi, hand on my heart, I don't care what the gender of the baby is. If it's a girl, I will be so excited and happy, and Amaya will have a sister to go through life with. I will be so excited for her and excited for me. If it's a boy, I'll be like, oh my gosh, she has a brother to go through life with. I'll be so excited for her and for me. I'm so excited to be able to say to Amaya, you're gonna have a little beep. I'm so excited to like say names with her and figure out names. We named Amaya 4 or 5 months after she was born. That's how long it took us to get it together and name her a name. We called her baby, baba, babushka for so many months, and it drove our families crazy. I just want to figure out names early. I want to talk to Amaya about the baby, and I need to mentally prepare. If I'm having a girl, I don't really need to mentally prepare, because when I was pregnant with Amaya, I thought, I'll be raising a woman. What does that mean? What do I need to think about? What do I need to be? If I'm raising a boy, I need to prepare for that. Like, what does that mean? I've only had girls in my family, so like I need to think about, okay, I'll be raising a boy, I'll be raising a man. What does that mean? I feel like when you raise a daughter and when you raise a son, it changes something in you, like it grows you in some way. So I just want to know what I'm growing. I want to know what I'm doing. Most of all, I'm just really excited to know what Allah has chosen for us. We always make dua, ya Allah, please give us what's best for us. Please, you decide what is best for us and give us whatever is best for us. And I trust that, and I can't wait to know what Allah has decided is best for our little family. Like, are we gonna have two little girls skipping around together, little best friends? Are we gonna have a little boy and a little girl? What's the plan? I don't know, but I'm really excited to know. I'm very excited to know. Oh my god, I can't believe it. It's like in 2 weeks now we get to know finally. Oh my gosh. But yes, I have been wanting to know since I was like blooming 3 weeks pregnant. Now I am 19 weeks. We're really getting there. Inshallah, I'll let you know soon. Yep, so that was my video. That was the weird things I did try and find out the gender of the baby. And I hid it from my husband, which is very bad. I don't recommend that. We'll find out the gender soon. I'll update you. And yeah, this is the context for when you find out. There was a lot that was before it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a like. I don't think you need to share it with anybody. This isn't one of the proud moments. Share with them a different video of me where I'm not so crazy. Also, subscribe if you're new. Come on, give us a little subscribe. Let's find out what this baby is. You know what I mean? Let's find it out together, man. And yeah, I'll see you soon.